to give us the quorum?
Assuming that's a member of the public, unless they can state otherwise, but I'm pretty sure it's a member of the public.
Okay.
But we have a quorum, so whenever you want to wait 2 more minutes or whenever Yahya wants to start, I started live streaming already. So I don't have to play with that when you're ready to really start, Yahya.
All right, sounds good. I think we should get started. Good evening, everybody. It's 7:04 p.m. It is the Leadership Committee meeting. So we'll get started. The first item on the agenda is voting on the minutes. Jeremy, I noticed you have on the agenda March and April. You mean just March minutes?
No, we had a meeting on the 14th. I did it already.
Yeah, you're right. Correct, I forgot about that emergency meeting that we had. All right, so I'm gonna call for a motion to approve, let's start with the March minutes.
I make a motion to accept the March minutes.
All right, I'll second it. Any abstentions or any discussion regarding the March minutes? Any abstentions? Any objections? All right, motion passes. And Sandy, would you like to make a motion for the April emergency meeting minutes?
Yes, I would. I make a motion to accept the emergency minutes of April 4th.
Do we have anyone to second it?
I'll second.
I'll second it.
All right, I think I heard Al chime in right before Veronica, so seconded by Al. Any discussion? Okay, any abstentions?
Hi, it's Hazel. I'm going to abstain because I was not at the meeting.
Okay, I wasn't at the meeting as well, but I saw the video and I looked over the minutes and they look good, so I'll vote in favor. Any other abstentions or objections? All right, passes with 1 abstention. So we will go to the second item on the agenda, which is the this week's board meeting agenda. Jeremy, if you can pull that up, we'll go over it.
Let me stop sharing. I want to go to the Word document because Veronica reminded me of something that needs to be on there. Bear with me.
And Veronica, if the meeting goes past 7:47, past sunset, if you can take over, I'll take a break and then come back.
Not a problem. I'm also taking the minutes. I don't know if anybody else was, but I'm taking them.
I started doing.
Perfect. That's going to help us out.
I started doing attendance.
Yeah, Jeremy's been doing a nice job in working with the interns to get the minutes. We haven't had many issues in leadership thanks to Jeremy, but that would be helpful if you can help Jeremy.
Not a problem.
I just want just a point of order. We have Joe Thompson in, right? And right, Joe Thompson's in. Yes, no, maybe so.
I'm here.
Okay.
Joe Thompson's in.
And then I got Al joined us, right? And the only other people I don't have, John Johnson called out, Rabbi Fuchs I don't know about, Oral Selkridge, and Joanne Tierlodge. I don't know if they're in the meeting. Okay, so Veronica, you don't have to worry about the board members. I got the attendance.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. Hey. Oh, you're looking at the attendance right now, right? Let me go back to full board. So I updated it for the racial and social injustice thing that the board voted on. Gallery session's the same. I got 1 speaker registered already. He registered to speak tonight. He wanted to speak tonight too. I know he called this morning that I forgot to send him the info, but I did send them to him at 5 o'clock. Thanked him for following up. So if he doesn't show up tonight, maybe he'll show up Thursday. But I put him on both agendas for tonight and Thursday. Chairman's report. Al, maybe you want to remind, well, we have 2 people that could come before the executive board for attendance. So I don't know if you want to remind people on the requirements or attendance requirements. It's up to you. I don't know if you want an executive board meeting next month.
We can do that. Never hurts to keep reminding people about their latenesses and their tardinesses and their absentees.
Okay. So I'll put that down. Veronica, I have you. Hazel, I have you. The March minutes should be up already. I have it linked here. My report, parts of which are drafted. Public safety. The only committee that I know of that has a motion right now, correct me if I'm wrong, is public safety. So there's no objection to their, right? Veronica, you guys are in favor, or you do not object to their no standing signage request?
Correct.
So I created a link too for this. That's this hyperlink where it says request, it goes to the email. That's already up on the community board website. The request from the Icon Charter School. Leadership. I don't know if anybody wants to talk about the meeting we had regarding the group home. Economic development, I put the renewal there, Joe. I don't know if we want to vote on it. As you may recall, the police gave this a
Bill of Health.
gave them a 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
So they're exceptional with their cooperation. It's a renewal. You didn't have a meeting for that reason. I mean, I guess if you just want to say that, if nobody has any objections, we'll just move on to education. Bernadette, I did touch base with the Yankees. They told me they're waiting to cut checks and make decisions about games once all the community boards have submitted all their nominees. I know there was a discrepancy with, I included all 6 in the applications. So the cover letter had all 5, but I mistakenly forgot to take out the one that didn't receive the award this year. But I cleared that out, and that's when I heard afterwards that they're waiting on the other boards to finalize their submissions.
So there's
Before
not
we-
going to be any May dates for games, I'm assuming.
Not right now. They were hoping to wrap this up this week.
Okay, all right. I just don't want to put anything out there
Yeah,
unless there's,
that's why I haven't given you any more dates, because I want to wait too. I don't want to
Okay.
confuse people. I already got people signing up for tickets.
oh, yeah, well, everybody, yeah, starting May, everybody is like, questioning what's going on,
Well,
so.
Yeah, well, we also have, remember, last year, because it's online tickets again this year, they're not doing paper tickets, which to my surprise, actually, I think that worked fairly well. Obviously, there were some bumps with some people, but for the most part, it was pretty easy. And I created a special request on the community board website on the contact us page for anybody who wants tickets. I think it's only 250 this year.
So, how many tickets are that going to be per civic association?
I gotta do the math. I gotta figure out the math.
And okay, well, we'll deal with that when that actually
Once I get
becomes available.
And then health, you met with the group home. Housing, you met about the group home. I know you had another guest speaker, Sandy.
Yes, we had Dr. Boudreau from the Bronx Developmental Center. He gave an overview of the hospital, what it does, what other agencies were on the campus, etc.
Okay.
I know you taped it, and I think you put it on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, and then Ken Galnick, you might have an item you want to discuss, right, and maybe vote on. Ken? Are you there?
He may have left the meeting for a moment, maybe to do some prayers or
I
whatever.
think he muted. I think
No, I
he's
thought he
muted.
left.
No, I
Oh,
see
he's
him.
there.
Let's see.
He's there. He's muted.
Oh,
I can't unmute him. He has to do it himself. I mean, I can request that he unmutes him. Maybe,
Can you
There
hear
it
me
is.
now?
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I was having computer problems. I apologize for them. Okay, the item we have is the Salad Dom's Bakery had a question about, when we had the meeting back, I think it was in January, we had one question from Salad Dom's Bakery. Were they gonna increase but let me step back. They want to legalize the use of a certain room. Basically, what they want to do is they've been using it. It's been improper to use it this way. It goes against the zoning code. They wanted to legalize it. They're not going to, they wanted to legalize the use of it as they've been doing for about the past 10 years. We asked them if they were going to have any increased truck traffic with this. They said no. And I think we can vote on that and say that there was no objection to the Sal and Dom's Bakery application. Is there anybody, or if
Yeah.
what do they really want with this application?
oh, they have a we again. They have a variance. They're having they have a variance to be able to use the building as a bakery in the residential zone. They had it for 10 years. They have to renew the variance. As part of the renewing of the variance, they wanted to legalize this room. That's what it basically boiled down to. We asked them if they're going to have any more truck traffic because of this. They said no, and that's the end. That's basically the end of it. We had the rest of it. We had no other objections to their doing it except this one question that they could not answer at the time of the hearing.
So I'm sharing the minutes from January. So we're talking specifically about this application, 17496 BZ 1108 Allerton Avenue, special permit. So it tabled the discussion. Nobody on your committee had any problems, right? Once they got back to us. But
Yeah.
it was by the time they got back to us, it was too late to, you think, reasonably schedule something. So do you want to make a motion here tonight, or you want to wait for the full board?
No, and I just assume wait for the full board, because this way
Yeah.
somebody is going to say, why are we doing this in the leadership? And let's do it at the full board. I don't think there'll be a problem.
Let me go back to.
Does anybody have any objection to doing it at the full board?
It's fine with me. You're right, Kenny. They're gonna have questions, so I think you're right to leave it up to the full board.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it's good that everyone will have questions, but can we hash out some of the questions right now so we don't have a 3-hour full board meeting?
I think the explanation that Ken says is important so that it will rule out any questions. I think the explanation is important.
Right.
You want me to write something?
So
I'm sorry.
I just have a question. What was the room being used for, and what do they want to use it for?
I think they were using it for refrigerators, and they want to continue using it for that same purpose, not for anything else.
What was it? What is it supposed to be used for? Just the regular refrigerator?
It's used for storage and also for some refrigerators.
What's that noise?
Somebody's alarm.
It's Joe Thompson, I think. I just muted him. So yeah, if you want to, anybody, like I said, if you go to the website,
Is it
January land use. So that's a special permit extension term and legalization of a two-car garage to be used as food storage establishment. The bakery's granted variance in 1997 has been in existence since. The current application is to extend the term of the variance and seek a new variance to convert an existing garage to a food products manufacturing storage area. Where refrigerator units can be, so they want to expand the use. I think Ted said that, right?
No, what it really was that they're moving the refrigerators from the back to the front. That's what it announced.
Yeah.
But the whole building is being used as a bakery. And they want, and again, the garage was converted a long time ago into a baker, to part of the bakery. And they basically want to legalize it. They're not increasing anything. Well, let's put it this way. I would hope that that their business would increase and they'd be able to employ more people in the area, but that's another thing. I personally do not eat there, but it looks like, from what I've seen, it's a really good place.
I think if Kenny makes the explanation before the vote, I think that'll be sufficient.
Okay.
Have we done this before?
I'm sure they've come to us since 1997. I can find out the length of the variance. Do you remember off the top of your head, Ken?
I think it's 10 years. I think each variance is 10 years, and they probably did not go and renew it on time, which is fortunately, a failing of many variance applications, especially with small businesses. And they said that would have been 1997, 2007. I don't think they had one in between. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look.
Well, Kenny, also, they bought the name of the store, etc., several years ago. So it's not the original owners. So they may have not realized that the variance had expired.
That's
I
also.
can also, yeah, I can also ask. We can ask and find out. I can dig through our paperwork too, if you want. Yeah, it's up to you. You want me to dig for it?
Yeah, you might as well. Somebody's going to ask about. Somebody will ask about it. Yes, you can.
Okay.
I just want I want us to be I guess consistent. If we've approved this before, then either we continue to approve it. We haven't denied anyone. I just wanted also to be fair, because I've never heard of a request like this that we get involved in something like this.
Yes, I've been on the board a while. I don't ever remember
That's
hearing
why we
that
should.
request.
You're right. So we should go have it to the full board.
Well, Joe McManus might. I mean, and we might have done. I can look through the paperwork, and I'll ask their representative when's the last time they received the variance. All right, so we'll come back to that for the full board meeting, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Housing, health, sanitation. So we're trying to get Joanna Rojas to come at I think the request of the committee to talk about the reconstruction project at Pelham Parkway. And I don't think Rabbi's here yet, right? So that's it for, I think, committee reports and then elected officials. I think that anything else that you can think of, old business, new business?
I have a question. I know that a while ago, after Joe Baycoat passed, I made a suggestion, I know, to Al, to make a donation or something in Joe's memory from the community board. In the past, I know that sometimes a fruit basket or something was sent, but I think a donation to maybe cancer care or something would be nice to do.
So just to talk about why we've largely stopped doing anything in the meantime is we do have to file with the not-for-profit arm of BxCB11. We do have to file the tax return, but that aside, there's no income.
Well, what about from
currently-
Friends of? Why can't you make a small donation from the Friends of?
We can, but we have no income for the past
But
2
there is
years at this
money,
point.
isn't there money in that account?
Yeah,
not an
but
account of
it's I mean, it's
$5.
up to the board. You want it, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess since he passed away, that's a good point, Sandy. But outside of that, I don't know about anything else, right? Al,
Yeah,
what do
I
you
mean, he
think?
was a long-term member and a
Yeah,
chairperson.
I absolutely think we should do something. We usually spend about $75, I think, on flowers or a fruit basket. I think that would be appropriate.
Right. And if you want, I have the information because I did my own donation also, but to cancer care or something, and I can give you that information.
Okay,
It would-
fine.
All
All right.
right.
I just don't want to give anybody the idea that, you know, it's going to continue.
I don't know
with
what
what
the
we did
idea
in the
would
past.
be, but I mean,
Well, like you said, Al said, with fruit basket and stuff like that, but
yeah,
it's until we're trying to work on, Al and I are trying to work on restoring the carnival, the Friends of Community Board 11 carnival. But I'm not sure that's going to happen.
yeah, but for the moment, I mean, it's not that account is really, you know, very little. It still has several $1,000s, if not more, in it. So a small donation,
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to
Yeah.
impact.
Yep.
Okay.
Is this something that needs to be voted on by the board?
Well, that's why I brought it up. I don't know. Usually,
Yeah, we never have in the past, but it's
I
probably
don't think
maybe
so.
maybe
Since it's friends of money, that's really not, that's sort of petty cash. So we can just make that, we can make that, then make that decision right now.
okay.
okay. So we're
Okay,
done
I'm
with the
fine
full
with
board
that.
agenda?
I'm fine with it. I mean, we never even did anything for Diane Norris because of this. So,
True.
What about Linda White?
We're still
right,
gonna
that's
vote.
another one. Thank you. All right.
Hey,
It's
Jeremy,
just-
do you have anything about the nominations or elections on the agenda?
Yeah, perfect. That needs to be there. So, nominating and elections committee. Let me put that here. Maybe I should front load that after the motion, or maybe motions. I don't know. It's up to you. You all. What do you want to do? You want me to keep it just where it is? Where I would normally do
Why
alphabetical?
not? Why not? It's alphabetical.
Yeah, I was just putting Landy's up there because we're probably gonna vote. You know, Ken's gonna make a motion, right? So I'm gonna keep Landy's up there.
Yeah.
The only thing with nominations is you need a second. You don't need a vote on it, so.
By the way, one note, the other members of the committee have agreed that that should be no objections on this. Just for,
I'll type something up, but just general.
Yeah, you can mention that, Kenny, on your, when you make your remarks before the vote.
okay.
All right, so I'll edit this, just, you know, I'll just put the BSA application, just so whatever's on the agenda for January, land use committee, I'll just put the same thing there. That way we don't forget to talk about it, even though I know you won't forget, Ken. All right, so any questions? Anybody had any questions about nominating elections committee? I don't know if everybody saw the email. So Joanne Rubino, John Johnson, and Joe Thompson are on the committee. Joanne Rubino is the chair of the committee. Nominations can only be done in April and May. There is a possibility for a write-in vote in June, and the positions that are up for election. So Al is term limited. Al cannot run for re-election based on our bylaws for chairperson. He could go for another seat if he chose, or anybody else can go for chairperson if they've had 2 years of membership on the community board. And if you look at the bylaws, that means 2 years of membership by the time they're a nominee. So after that, it's vice chair and secretary, which are up. I don't know, you know, I recommend the committee seek out what the Mr. Obid and Miss Mira plan on doing. If they plan on running for re-election for their position, then maybe the committee would want to nominate them. Does not preclude other people from being nominated. The committee can nominate other people if you if you want to express your interest to be nominated. Aside from talking to a fellow board member, I highly recommend you talk to the nominating committee. And as long as they verify that you're a board member, I don't see why they would, you know, not nominate you. Does that make sense? So nominations this month, next month, you have to respond either verbally, you have to be present and verbally respond, or if you miss both means, you have to respond in writing within 10 days of the nomination. And something else I was going to mention, I just can't remember right now. Unless somebody else has questions about this process.
I think, Jeremy, the members of the nominating committee have done this before, so they have a pretty good idea. I know at
Yeah.
least two of them have.
And I think most of the people in this committee are familiar with the process, but you never know. Just put it out there. It's on tape. So for everybody to know.
Yeah, we're familiar.
I would suggest if you had any questions to get in touch with Jeremy and he could, straighten it out and give you whatever rules and regulations there might be.
Okay. Is that good for the full board agenda?
Yeah, I'm gonna call for a motion to approve the full board agenda for April. Do I have a second?
I second it.
All right, seconded by Sandy. Any further discussion? Any abstentions? Any objections? All right, motion passes. What's the next item on the agenda, Jeremy? Is the calendar. So I guess we'll move on to the calendar.
I'm not getting the full picture of the calendar.
I think it's because Jeremy's zoomed in, so he'll zoom out and you can zoom in yourself.
So do you want me to zoom out?
Yeah, because I'm only getting half.
I don't want to make it too small for everybody. Can you see that, Bernadette? Look like you're squinting.
Yeah, just about.
Wait a minute, I only got up to the 19th.
Andy, Jeremy will move it as he goes through the date.
Yeah, okay.
That way everybody can see it.
Oh, I don't know if transportation is a problem on Eid, Yahe, or education. I know.
As far as education this month, I'm going to have to cancel. I'm going to be
Okay.
out of town, and I've got a full month of craziness in May. So, I will look for my guest speaker for June. So that's why I just want to make sure the information with regards to the Yankees, etc. I will send that out to the committee members with that information, so they're just kept abreast of what's going on. Do I have to resubmit the names, Jeremy, by the way, of the 5 that were nominated?
For what?
Even though you sent in 6, you said?
No,
the
so
Yankees?
I included one application I shouldn't, but the cover letter had the 5, so I just took it out, I corrected it, I spoke to the Yankees. Like I said
Okay,
earlier, I spoke to the Yankees, I straightened it out, and then that's when they told me about, we're not waiting on the other boards.
Okay.
Bronx.
Okay, so I will just send that information out to all the rest of to the committee members. Okay.
So I took you off already.
Bernadette, you don't have a co-chair, Bernadette?
No, there's a reason for that. No, not yet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, sounds good.
So executive board, Al, like you said, there are 2 people that could be up for removal based on attendance. I don't know if you want an executive board meeting for that. One person told me if they can't come to meetings, they'll resign. I haven't heard from them. Unfortunately, since they missed the last meeting. I have had people reach out. I did share that information with the executive board. And the other person, I can see what they say, ask that they send an email about their absences or whatever if you want. It's up to you. If you heard me.
Well, next month, I think we should have an executive board meeting and talk about the people and then send them a letter.
We do that.
Oh, shouldn't there be a specific letter that basically goes out to anybody that's falling into that situation, just to
What are you
ask them
talking
what?
about?
We
Yeah,
have
that's,
one.
that's the process.
Okay,
First it's an email, because we made a bylaw change. It's now an email. And if should the email and a follow-up call fail to get a response, then we'll send a certified letter.
okay.
So anybody else not having a meeting, maybe? If,
Land use is not having a meeting as of now. We're not having one.
yeah, anybody on the calendar that wants me to take them off?
No.
Jeremy, can we talk about the parks? What is it? Parks and
Yeah,
what the parks conflicts with what other meeting?
sanitation on the 12th.
The sanitation. Okay, can we try to figure that out? Because this is like the third month that
Yes.
we run into this. Let's really talk about it because we tried plus or minus a half hour, it didn't work. How about just moving the day? Is any of the chairs here?
I think Lisa wanted to talk to her committee members. So, if you still want to do that, Lisa, could you do it maybe before the 12th? And we try to
Yep.
send it out that way?
Yeah, I can do that.
And then I'll talk to Joanne. That's a small committee at this point. There's only
Like-
3 people.
Well, I think the reason that it wasn't just a conflict with sanitation, it was a conflict with that community group. What are they called? I'm blanking.
Park East Community Association.
Yes, yeah. Because I think they have their meetings that night, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I'm gonna see if we can move it to Wednesdays because it doesn't seem like there's any meetings on the second Wednesday. So that should be fine. But let me check with my committee, and I'll get back to you. I'll send out the email right now, actually, while we're talking, and that way I can get back to you before the board meeting, and you can put it in the calendar.
So, Yahe, is there a problem? Is it okay to have this meeting, the transportation meeting on Eid? The second Monday in May?
That's fine. Mondays are usually bad days for me personally because I work on Mondays. I just so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but just for the general public, it's okay. And then it's okay. Anybody who's Catholic here, this is a Catholic holiday, right? The Ascension.
Right.
Well, we're not sure if the rabbi's even going to have a meeting, right? So he might not.
Yeah.
He might cancel the meeting altogether.
He may cancel. Yeah, we can reach out to him tomorrow,
Yeah.
or Christian Amato. He's the co-chair. Full board, that should be okay. Bernadette, you said that's okay?
Yes.
Okay. So pending the 12th, everything else, and maybe the 2nd, everything else looks okay. Sandy, you have a guess? Do
No,
you have
no, we
something?
don't have a meeting this month, so it's fine.
So you want to get rid of the 10th?
Oh, yeah. Correct. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll do that right now. Hazel, you want a meeting on the 5th? Right?
I haven't planned anything, but I want to talk to my members first before canceling.
And then Veronica, you're still good for the 17th, right?
Yep, I'm good for the 17th.
And then Joe Thompson, we'll wait to see what we come in with liquor licenses, I assume.
Okay, well, we should do something tentatively. In the event that something does come up, we will have a spot.
Yeah, I'll keep you on the calendar, and then if we have to cancel, we'll cancel.
Yeah.
Okay. So the bigger question marks now is the 2nd and the 12th. Save this. Is that good, Yahya?
Yep, that sounds good. So guess we'll call for a motion to approve the calendar for May with the 2 questionable ones that we have, the 2nd and the 12th. Do I have a second?
I second.
Second,
All right, seconded by Bernadette. Any objections? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes. Calendar is good.
Do you want me to make a motion to adjourn the meeting, Guy?
No.
I think we have something else, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think Mr. Jameson is in the meeting, but I could be wrong. But yeah, we do have a gallery. And remember, the committee did vote to limit to 2 minutes per speaker.
Can we
No.
discuss, may I ask, do you remember that we were gonna bring up the issue that happened at the leadership meeting with the MTA? And is this the appropriate agenda for it, appropriate forum? I thought you guys had decided that we can try to find out what's the best thing to do about that with regards to the arts and design and what happened with the Parkchester Venice train
yes.
station.
Well, I forgot to put that on the agenda, but yeah, let's do that under old business, new business, right? Because actually that's probably new business, right? Or old business, yeah, one, two, either one. Okay.
All right, very good, no problem.
Yeah, good point, Bernadette. So yeah, hey, do you want to call on members of the public?
Yeah, let's go through the gallery session. You look at the participants real quick.
I don't.
Uh,
Hello?
yeah, was that Robert?
Yeah, you
Okay,
ready?
Bob Press. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. The bakery variance issue is not uncommon to community boards, and it happens at other boards. You had a committee meeting with public input, so it should be treated as a committee resolution. All right, so you shouldn't have any problem with that.
Hello, Joe. How we doing?
And
Yes.
as far as the elections go, the ballot should have the names of the candidates and also no vote, meaning that you can vote for nobody. Just in case you don't know that, for the nominating committee. And you can check with Tom Lucania on that if you want, as far as the rules for balloting, and that's about it.
All right, thank you, Bob. Do we have any other members of the public? I see RD.
Yeah, hello, stands for Roxanne Delgado. Tell me when my time starts, please.
Okay, your time is starting now.
Okay, I'm like to mention that when I requested for the leadership to send a questionnaire in advance of the public hearing on 2028 White Plains Road Men's Shelter, that the leadership denied my request. And after the public hearing was held, many people who attended, concur with me that the meeting was not held. Very efficiency questions that were asked should have been known already, answers should have been known. And then I heard the meeting about the group home on Kingsland. And unfortunately, you didn't prepare the residents for those meetings, for that meeting, because they were not aware that this was a dead on arrival proposal that the state already denied their the group homes request. And due to it being oversaturated, this should have been mentioned to the participants, who some may regret the things they said at that meeting because it did not reflect well on them or the community at large. I think that this community board has an obligation to inform people before meetings are held, some basic background. I mean, I'm not asking you to do a whole research, but the basic background of this proposal or future proposals. I think it's not fair that we are going unprepared in public meetings without the community board providing us with basic information that they can easily get within minutes. Thank you, that's it. Also, I'm not getting minutes. March minutes are still missing in violation of open meetings law. Thank you.
Okay, did you make a request for the March minutes?
By email several times.
Yeah, we're getting into the education ones. Bernadette did give me those.
I got the March and I had the April. I'm doing the April.
Yes, but at least the DM should respond to it. He ignores the emails with no response.
Yeah.
That's not true.
They were not CCing an email.
Okay, so if I can respond to that, since I'm being brought into this, I do not respond directly to certain members of the public. Chris and Harriet do, and they do respond. They always do respond the way I ask them to. No, they don't, but we do respond.
I have no response to that email for weeks. I could forward it again tomorrow.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, any other members of the public?
I see Michael Cass is in.
Got nothing, thank you.
Yep. So that's it for the public. Go ahead.
All right, sounds good. We'll go to old business.
Yeah, the MTA. You want to talk about that, Brian? or do you want me to talk about it?
I'm sorry, are you talking to me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah, no, I could give a quick synopsis. I'd just like to know how to proceed. Overall, there was an email that had gone out, if who of the board members wanted to be a part of the art and design as a community input. And this was for the Morris Park train station. So I volunteered, which, you know, I enjoy dealing with art. So it was at the MTA station. I'm basically sworn to secrecy about anything that went on there. You have to sign a contingency. So I'm not going to speak about details, but the one thing that was a bit upsetting, when the overall presentation and talking, I asked a question. I said, is the same artist that does get picked for the Morris Park to commission the art, will it be the same artist to work for the Park Chester Van Nest train station? Since I had not seen any email come by in my email box, so they said, well, that was done already. I said, oh, really? And I go, when was that done? And when was information sent to the district manager, Community Board 11? And they said, well, we have to move on. We have to move on. So when we had a break, I asked the public relations person, Mr. Joe O'Donnell, I said, did you send out the similar email that was sent out for the Morris Park, to Arts Commission? And he says, he says, isn't the Van Nest train station, Park Chester Van Nest in Community Board 9? I said, no, it's 100% in Community Board 11. It's on the same location of the original Van Nest train station, which is in Community Board 11 in Van Nest. He's like, oh. As soon as he said that, I knew that there had been an issue. So I left it at that. And I said, well, I'm going to get back to you after I speak to Jeremy. So bottom line, this person who is a director of public relations didn't even have the research ability to look at the jurisdiction and the lines of Community Board 9 and Community Board 11 and see that East Tremont is a dividing and that it's 100% in Community Board 11 and in the neighborhood of Van Nest. So I guess because I represent Van Nest and I'm speaking for Van Nest, I really do think that this needs to be addressed. And I think it would probably hold more weight coming from the community board, because I did ask, well, who gave you that information? And by the way, which artist was picked? And they said that they were sworn that they could not tell me. And I just find that unacceptable. And I think that there should be some phone calls made by the district, by Jeremy or by the chair, et cetera, to find out who gave, or was there even any research into why this information was told to him? I really would like to know. And I basically kind of got told no. So I really would like the community board to do something, make a phone call, a direct phone call, not even an email, and just find out what was going on. But I'll leave that up to you, Jeremy, or Al, or Yahe, because I do feel that this is totally, first of all, if you ask me, I'd love for this guy to basically lose his job. But I mean, how do people keep their jobs? They don't even do their homework. And why doesn't the right hand talk to the left hand? I mean, nobody, the other people that are working on the Metro North stations in the Bronx, why aren't they talking to the other people? How could this person not even know that? I'd like to know how to proceed.
Yeah, so first of all, Bernard, thank you for bringing this up. Yeah, I didn't even think about Park Chester Van Nest because I was thinking maybe Morris Park was the first.
No,
But Bernadette asked me to check, if I had any emails to that effect about the Park Chester Van Nest station. Of course, I have nothing. So I can inquire with Mr. O'Donnell, but I think Bernadette has a point that maybe the board should vote that we, hopefully it's a unanimous vote, that we want to know what's going on. We would like to have our say and influence. It is in Community Board 11.
Yes.
And I think we should not only just reach out to Mr. O'Donnell, the MTA, but our state elected officials, since they have oversight over the MTA.
Yes, it's total disrespect actually for Community Board 11 and for the Park Just Savannah station. I know that if anybody did that in any other station and Co-op City, etc., there would be there definitely would be something to say about it. So I don't know how something like this could happen, to be quite honest, but it did. I'd like to know who are the the people involved that basically gave this guy the wrong information, or maybe he didn't even ask. He just assumed it. I just would like to know what.
I also think what we need is a liaison between the MTA and the Community Board 11. They should be able to appoint somebody to keep us informed.
Well, obviously, this guy is a liaison. He's
Yeah,
a
well,
public
he's not doing-
relations.
He's not doing much of a job, is he?
Yeah. I will say that they did pick a good artist for the Morris Park station. Actually, not the one that I would have picked, but they did pick a good artist to commission. So, and I would like to know about Park Chester Van Est. Oh,
So you want to make a motion, Bernadette, that we inquire with the MTA and our state elected officials regarding
sure.
Parkchester Van Nest Station?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion for the community board, any elected officials, to find out, to get more information about how this mistake could have happened and to find a way to correct it and bring that information back to the Community Board 11. Is there any discussion? Any other questions?
Well, you need a second.
I'll second
I'll
it.
second it.
Thank
So
you.
Joe Thompson or Sandy Unger, either one.
Right.
Joe Thompson. Or I guess, are there any
Discussion.
abstentions? Is there any other discussion? Any questions? Is there any abstentions? Any against? So I'll take that as a unanimous yes. The motion carries.
All right, so I'll add that to the full board agenda. So that means our leadership, I think we'll put leadership back at the top.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any other old business, everybody?
Any new business?
Yeah, I'd like to make a statement. The 49th Precinct Council is holding an in-person breakfast on May 20th at, of course, Maestro's. And it's going to be at 9 o'clock. And we really want to get back into doing things in person as much as possible. All the precautions will be taken, of course, but we're honoring Jacoby Hospital and the principal of PS 108 as our honorees on the civilian side. It'll also give everybody a chance to meet the new captain who just came here about a month ago. He served here 2 or 3 years ago as a sergeant. He's captain now, and he seems to be a pretty decent guy. But we'd like to get a nice turnout, a pretty good turnout. We have definitely a lot of the people that we've always had, the garden and the hutch and people like that. But we need to get as many of our community at that breakfast as possible. So I'm hoping that everybody puts this on their calendar and talk to their membership, and that we get a pretty decent turnout. We're also asking the mayor to come by. I've seen the mayor. I've met him a couple of times. but he seems to be a pretty decent guy. So we're going to try to get him to come also. So we're going to go all out on this as far as our elected officials are concerned, and hopefully all our leadership and all our committees to come out and just join us together. It's been a while. It's been a long while. It's been too long of a while that we've all gotten together, and I think it's kind of time that we did that. So don't forget, put it on your calendar. It's May the 20th at Maestro's at 9 o'clock in the morning. So I hope to see everybody there. And thank you. Come on.
Joe, didn't you have, you had it, you had it last year also? The
Yeah.
first in person, and it was really a success.
It was Bernadette. I would have liked to have seen more people. And I think maybe this year we can get more people to come out and enjoy it. We had a great time. Oh, and the Captain Natu, is going to be on it also. We lost him. He was a great captain, deputy inspector. The men liked him. The community liked him. He was very effective, and so he will get an honor that day also. So,
Where do we get the price, the information for the tables, etc., Joe, so that we can get started? May 20th is right around
Yeah.
the corner.
yeah, well, I hate to do things in advance, or I'm lazy. One of the two. I can't think of which one, but no, you'll be sent. Just about everybody will be sent an envelope, and the information will be on that. Just to mark the date right now for the 20th. We had to decide whether or not we were going to do it, depending on the situation and the COVID. And we decided that, yeah, we've got to get back, and we got to get back in the swing of things and get people together again. Because I sort of miss the different communities, and I think you all of you do also. We miss the communities, we miss the clergy, we miss the different faces and the different people, and we're just going to sort of enjoy ourselves and have a good breakfast, get our friendship back together. So anyone who could make it, it's on the 30th, it's on the 20th. So please come, and you'll be getting, everybody will be sent information. I have all the numbers and all the names. So everyone will be sent the information, and that'll come in the next week or two. And that's about it. I want to see you there.
Thanks,
Matt?
Joe. Any other new business?
I forgot to mention the new 4-9 captain might come to our meeting Thursday. I've also maybe Marjorie Velasquez. I don't know. I asked somebody to ask her to come to our meeting.
I could ask Marjorie.
Yep. And yeah, anything else?
Nope. There's nothing else. Joe, you're holding your meeting tomorrow as well, right? The 49th Precinct Community Council meeting and the Eastchester Gardens.
Yeah, we want to get to Eastchester Gardens. We know that's a problematic location, so we have to go there. And I do want them to meet the new captain, and let's hear from them. They always have good people that come out with legitimate claims, and the police department has always acted on those complaints. I'd like to see some of our elected officials come, but I'm not too sure about them. But it will be at Eastchester Garden, and the month after in June, I think we're going to visit. As a matter of fact, I'm sure we're going to visit the mosque. So, yeah, hey, you can put us on your calendar for June.
What about May? Well, we'll talk about it tomorrow when I see you. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. I guess
Well,
we'll
May
talk about
is
May
May
and
is
June.
going to be Eastchester Garden.
What about tomorrow? Where's tomorrow?
Tomorrow it's going to be Eastchester Garden, and next month they'll be the next month they'll be at the mosque or the
Okay.
location that you mentioned, Yahe. I think you have a location for us.
Yeah, sounds
You
good.
know, okay?
Can I ask Joe, will you ever consider coming back to Monsignor Fiorentino for a meeting? So
Oh,
think
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely
Okay.
want to get back there, and we'll get that back there before the end of the year.
Okay. Just keep
Okay.
me posted.
So a couple of places we have to go. We have to go Pelham Parkway. We do have to go over there in Van Nest. We want to hit the spots that we really need to be in.
I think
So,
you need to be in every spot of the Bronx, of Community Board 11.
yeah, I guess you're right.
So,
But yeah, we'll be back there. Eastchester tomorrow, then the mosque in June, and the next stop will be in Van Nest.
okay.
Sounds good. You're not in enough places, Joe. All right. So, any other new business before we terminate the meeting?
The Memorial Day celebrations are coming up also, so Van Ness will be having a Memorial Day celebration, as I'm sure Morris Park will. Van Ness is having it, I think, on May. I'm trying to look for the flyer. I think it is going to be on. It's always on May 30th. So I'll be posting that
It's
when I
good.
get
Good.
It's good.
I'll be on the lookout for it.
it. Thank you. So.
All right. Thank you, everyone. It is
Thank
8
you.
p.m. That was a nice and effective and efficient meeting. Appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you in a few days on Thursday evening. Have a good night.